Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of everything you've worked for. It's not the beginning, it's not the middle, you're deep in the race of your own life, where every decision matters more than ever. You've climbed hills that others thought were impossible. You've endured storms, celebrated victories, and paid the price that only you truly know. Now, as you look ahead, you sense it, every single step counts. And just when you think you might catch your breath, someone steps onto your path. It might be someone you've known for years. A family member, an old friend, a partner, maybe even someone who always seemed to be there, waiting in the background, appearing at just the right or wrong moment. They come not with encouragement, but with requests, with needs, with burdens. Suddenly, it's as if your journey, your struggles, your dreams, your peace, should take a back seat to what they want. But here's the truth no one tells you. At this stage of your life, you don't owe anyone the right to weigh you down. You are not a lifeguard meant to save everyone who falls into the water. You are not a bank meant to fund every crisis, a nurse to every wound, a mediator for every family war. This is your life, and you have paid for it, in time, in pain, in love, in sacrifice. Have you ever felt like this? Like you're expected to be everyone's emergency solution, but no one ever asks how you're really doing? Like you're a bottomless well, a safety net, an emotional ATM for other people's problems? Maybe you're starting to realize the pattern. Maybe you're tired of it. Let's get honest. There are people, maybe even the ones you care about most, who ask for things they never should. Not because they're evil, not because they want to ruin you, but because they never stop to think what it costs you. They never realize the price you pay in lost sleep, in anxiety, in the quiet erosion of your peace. But you know it. You know that feeling when someone else's need, someone else's mistake, someone else's chaos, becomes your responsibility. You know what it's like to say yes when every part of your soul is begging you to say no. And you know how heavy that becomes, until you can hardly remember what your own dreams, your own joy, your own peace even feel like. This is where our story begins. In this video, we'll talk about the 5 things that no one should ever ask of you. The 5 traps that steal your peace, drain your energy, and make you forget who you are. Because the truth is simple, anything that robs you of your peace is never worth it. Stay with me. This might just be the sign you need to finally close the doors you never should have opened and take back the keys to your own life. Let's talk about the first thing, being asked to take responsibility for something that's not yours. How many times have you found yourself agreeing to help with a problem that you didn't create? Maybe it started as a favor, a small thing, just this once. Maybe it was someone you love, someone you wanted to support. But slowly, without even realizing, you became the one holding the entire structure together. You became the pillar, the glue, the one who makes it work. Think about it. What happens when a rope keeps getting pulled, harder and harder and harder, while it's already worn thin? It snaps. And so do you. You were used as a lifeline, and now everyone expects you to keep them afloat, even as you're sinking yourself. People will hand you their problems, then walk away, expecting you to deal with the mess. Sometimes it's for love, sometimes for guilt, sometimes just because it's easier for them if you say yes. And you, because you care, because you don't want to be seen as selfish, because you're afraid of conflict, you carry it. You pick it up and make it your own. But here's the harsh truth, that's not help. That's self-abandonment. That's abuse. You've done enough. You've worked, you've sacrificed, you've given, you've loved, you've supported more than anyone realizes. So why do you keep holding on to what was never yours? Why do you keep letting people turn your heart into a dumping ground for their mistakes, their guilt, their unresolved pain? You are not a bank, but people come to you for money. You're not a babysitter, but suddenly you're raising grandchildren or handling responsibilities that belong to others. You're not a nurse, but you're expected to care for everyone, even when you're barely holding on yourself. And if you ever say no, you're made to feel like the villain, like you've betrayed them. But who's judging them for putting you in this position? Many people take advantage of your kindness, your sense of duty. To them, you're not a person, you're a resource. Someone to be used when needed, then forgotten. It's like being an umbrella everyone rushes to in a storm, but when the rain stops, they walk away, leaving you soaked and forgotten. How many more times will you allow yourself to be used like that? Let's be clear, this isn't love. It's emotional abuse. And it doesn't matter if it's coming from a child, a sibling, a partner, or a friend. If people are overwhelming you with demands, stealing your peace, you don't have to accept it. You don't have to say yes just because saying no is hard. Remember this, respect begins with you. If you don't set boundaries, no one will. And if you keep carrying burdens that aren't yours, you'll end up drained, frustrated, and invisible. You'll miss out on the life you deserve, the peace you worked so hard to earn. Open your eyes. If you feel like a prisoner to other people's responsibilities, it's time to break free. This isn't about being cold. It's about choosing yourself. Life is short, and at this point, you deserve to live it in peace. Now let's talk about a request that ruins more lives than people realize: being asked to lend money. It always starts innocently, doesn't it? Maybe you're enjoying a quiet morning, coffee in hand, looking out the window. Then your phone rings. It's a child, a sibling, a relative, someone you haven't heard from in a while. At first, you think, maybe they want to check in on me. But deep down, you already know why they're calling. They need money. Just a little. Just this once. But is it ever just once? That's how it begins. What you think is a simple act of kindness soon turns into a black hole, a bottomless pit. It keeps going. The requests never end. What started as a temporary loan becomes a way of life for them, and a source of stress and anxiety for you. Let's be honest. Lending money at this stage of your life is like handing over the keys to your house and hoping it comes back untouched. But how often does it actually work out that way? Once you lend money, you're not just risking your savings, you're handing over your peace of mind, your emotional stability, sometimes even your trust. And what you lose is often much greater than what you give. This is the time in your life when you should be enjoying the calm you worked so hard to earn. Lending money now can turn your golden years into a source of endless worry. Is that really worth it? Is that what you sacrificed for? It's not selfishness. It's self-respect. What seems noble today can become a personal disaster tomorrow. Imagine if you had a sudden health crisis and you needed the money you lent out. What would you do? How would you feel? It's not about being stingy or turning your back on those you love. It's about protecting yourself from being left with nothing while others go on as if nothing happened. Because here's the truth, the money you lend out rarely comes back as easily as it left your hands. And when it doesn't, all you get is guilt, excuses, and sometimes even blame. People might say, "But you're my father, my brother, my friend, you have to help me." That's when emotional blackmail appears. They make you feel trapped, manipulated by guilt, as if saying no is a betrayal. But is it really your job to save everyone if it means drowning yourself? Your life is your own. Your happiness is not optional. Continuing to give, to row a sinking boat, is not heroism, it's self-destruction. This isn't about emergencies, those are rare and clear. This is about constant favors, draining your savings while the other person lives their life unbothered. The worst part? Once your wallet is empty, there's no going back. You're not at an age to start over from zero. The opportunity is gone, the peace is gone. So next time, before you open your wallet, ask yourself, is this really love, or is it just dependence in disguise? Because someone who truly loves you would never put you in a position where you have to choose between your own security and their comfort. It's time to learn to say, enough. Protect what you've built. Protect your peace. Because your peace of mind is worth more than any amount of money you could ever lend. Let's move to something that hurts even deeper, being asked to step into other people's conflicts. Imagine this. After a lifetime of hard work, you finally have a place to rest. A home you've built, filled with memories, love, and hard-earned comfort. Then suddenly, someone drags you into a fight you didn't start. Mom? Dad, you have to talk to your brother. You have to fix this. Things are bad. And because you love them, because you want peace, you agree. You step in hoping to be the peacemaker. But instead, you find yourself in the center of a storm, and suddenly, everyone blames you when things don't go their way. Or worse, you watch as your children, the ones you raised, fight over something precious, an inheritance, a home, a memory. Something you built with your own hands becomes nothing but a source of division for them. You try to mediate, you try to fix it, but all you do is get torn apart. The more you give, the more you sacrifice, the deeper the wounds get. And in the end, you're left feeling helpless, drained, and alone. Here's the harsh lesson: you can't fix what others broke. And the price you pay for trying is enormous. Your peace, your health, your happiness. Life is too short to be wasted on problems that aren't yours. You've earned the right to step back, to put yourself first, to seek the peace you worked so hard to achieve. So the next time someone tries to pull you into family drama, ask yourself, is it really worth it? Are you willing to sacrifice your well-being for a war you can't win? Remember, you can't save others by sinking with them. Life isn't about carrying other people's battles. It's about protecting your own joy, your own calm, your own meaning. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's self-respect. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting your peace. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to put yourself first. Your peace is priceless. Don't waste it on drama. The truth may sting, but it will set you free. Now let's talk about something even more personal: being asked to change who you are, or how you live, to please someone else. Maybe it's a child, a sibling, a friend, someone close, someone whose opinion once mattered more than your own. They say things like, "Don't dress like that, you look old." Why do you still listen to that music? Why are you so strict? It's not just about habits or clothes or taste. What they're really saying is, erase yourself for me. Be someone else so I can feel better about you. They're asking you to let go of everything you are, your memories, your preferences, your identity, just to fit into their world. But who decided that your story has to be rewritten? Who said you have to change to make someone else comfortable? You've earned every part of who you are. The lessons, the scars, the triumphs. The habits you keep, the music you love, the clothes you wear, they're all pieces of your life, reminders of everything you've survived and celebrated. The worst thing you can do is lose yourself just to please others. The worst thing you can do is trade your happiness, your essence, your joy for someone else's approval. There is nothing more painful than sacrificing what makes you happy for people who will never be satisfied. There is no peace in becoming invisible so others can shine. Don't let guilt manipulate you. This is your life. You get to decide how to live it. If someone asks you to change what defines you, what brings you peace, what makes you feel alive, don't do it. The happiness you've built is worth more than any opinion or suggestion. You only get one life. Don't waste it chasing someone else's idea of who you should be. Be true to yourself. Stand firm. Let your authenticity be your shield. Your story is sacred. Don't let anyone rewrite it. Now let's dig deeper. What happens when someone you love demands that you put their feelings above your own? What happens when you're told, directly or indirectly, that your happiness doesn't matter anymore? Maybe it's a child saying, "Please, just do this for me, it would make me feel better." Maybe it's a friend, a partner, someone who matters. And suddenly you feel trapped. Like your needs, your dreams, your happiness have to take a back seat, just to keep the peace. You're told, "Don't make me feel uncomfortable." Or, "Why can't you just do what I ask? It would mean so much to me." And the worst thing you could do is say yes, again. Because what they're really asking for is your light. Your energy. Your right to be happy. Every time you put someone else's feelings above your own, you dim your own light. You become a spectator in your own life. You stop living for yourself and start living as a supporting character in someone else's story. But what about your feelings? What about your peace? Why should your life revolve around making others comfortable while you slowly disappear? This isn't selfishness. It's self-love. If you don't prioritize your happiness, no one else will. If you keep sacrificing yourself for the comfort of others, you'll end up empty, drained, and resentful. And the worst part? You'll miss the one chance you get to truly be happy. Your life is yours. Your needs matter. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. You deserve to shine in your own story. You deserve to live for yourself. By now, maybe you're starting to see the pattern. The people who ask the most from you are often the ones who give the least in return. They demand your time, your energy, your resources, but when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. You have spent a lifetime building, caring, giving, sacrificing. Now is the time to protect what you've earned. Now is the time to say no without guilt, to set boundaries that keep you safe. Saying no isn't about being harsh or unloving. It's about finally respecting yourself enough to stop allowing others to take advantage of you. You get to decide how your story goes. You get to decide where your energy goes, who gets your time, who earns your care. When you start saying no, people might resist. They might try to guilt you, shame you, call you selfish. But that's only because they've gotten used to the old you, the one who never said no, the one who put everyone else first. Let them adjust. Let them learn that you are no longer a doormat, a bank, a therapist, or a peacemaker for everyone's mess. Practice the art of saying no. Practice it with love, but also with firmness. Remember, your peace is not up for negotiation. Your happiness is not a favor to be granted by others. Your life is yours. If someone truly loves you, they will respect your boundaries. If they don't, that tells you everything you need to know. Protect your peace no matter what. Sometimes, the people who pressure us the most aren't strangers. They're the ones closest to us. Family, friends, partners, even children. They know our soft spots. They know how to use guilt, love, or nostalgia as a weapon. You might hear things like, "After everything I've done for you," or, "If you really loved me, you'd do this." Or maybe, "Don't you care about me?" These are the tools of emotional blackmail. It's easy to get caught. It's easy to feel responsible for everyone's happiness, especially when you're naturally caring, empathetic, and loyal. But emotional manipulation is still manipulation, even when it comes wrapped in love. Recognize the signs. If you're constantly being pressured, guilt, or shamed into giving more than you can afford, something is wrong. Healthy relationships are based on respect, not sacrifice. Real love never demands that you hurt yourself to make others comfortable. If you feel trapped, used, or invisible, trust your instincts. You are not here to rescue everyone. You are not responsible for fixing what you didn't break. The sooner you recognize these patterns, the sooner you can break free. Stand strong. Say no to manipulation, even if it's disguised as love. After everything you've given, you deserve time for yourself. Time to rest, to enjoy, to reflect on the journey you've taken. You deserve to live, not just survive. You've spent decades making sacrifices for others. Now is your time to savor what you've built. To do the things you've always dreamed of. To rest without guilt. To enjoy peace without interruption. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. It's easy to feel guilty at first. Easy to believe that your value comes from what you can do for others. But that's not true. Your value is in who you are, not what you give, not what you fix, not how much you sacrifice. Claim your space. Take time for yourself, even if others don't understand. If you want to travel, travel. If you want to rest, rest. If you want to learn, explore, laugh, love. Do it without asking for permission. You've earned this. Don't let anyone make you feel like you haven't. We've reached the end of this journey together. But really, it's just the beginning of a new chapter for you. You have the right to protect your peace. You have the right to set boundaries. You have the right to say no, to walk away from what drains you, to keep for yourself what you worked so hard to build. The people who truly love you will celebrate your strength. They'll understand your need for space, for rest, for joy. Those who don't, well, that's not your burden to carry. So ask yourself, which of these points resonated with you the most? Where do you need to set a boundary? Where do you need to choose yourself for once? Share your thoughts, your experiences. You're not alone. There are millions of people like you, struggling to break free from old patterns, longing to live their own lives at last. Thank you for walking this journey with me. I hope you find the courage to choose your own happiness, to guard your peace, to build a life that finally, truly feels like yours. Because at the end of the day, your life belongs to you. And it's time you start living it on your own terms.